next guest has won 9 UFC fights in a row, won 6 performance bonuses in his last 5 fights, pulled off 3 Darce chokes in that run, and the last time he lost, FS1 was still a year away from existing. His name is Toни Fергüson. So, El Cucuy, is there any room left in your trophy case for a UFC belt?
Absolutely.
If not, you're going to stuff it in there anyway, right?
Absolutely. We'll make room, man. There's absolutely some more room in there, but we could throw some more names in there if we really want to.
Well, Tony, let's get right into it, man. UFC 209, you have been slated to fight Khabib several times before. What's your emotions like after the UFC 209?
After it sunk in a little bit, because the first time I was more worried about, like, if he's hurt, kind of worried about his, just health. But after I found out it was due to just being unprofessional and stuff, then it started sinking in. Then I started getting mad, started hitting the bags. And then it started kind of realizing it's like, look, man, my body knows that there wasn't a fight, but it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
The mental game is there, too. It's like, all right, you need to chill out. But the body's, like, still ready to go and revved up. So it's kind of a hard one to take.
Now, speaking of that weight cut, it seems like, man, you can also kind of see the future. It seems like you would predict that Khabib would miss weight. Here are you guys here on Media Day.
I feel blessed.
Yeah, have fun with that weight cut.
Sucking air. Conditioning sucks.
I always want to ask you about that woo.
Yeah. Tony, now, was it something that you saw in Khabib that you thought he was going to miss weight, or did you have any inside info?
No inside info. I mean, I know my opponent. I mean, this is the 3rd time that I've had to be able to read my opponent, see him up close and personal. And
so you thought he looked a little big?
The dude looked sucked up, man. I mean, the day before, the fight, or before weigh-ins, you're thinking in your head, I'm like analyzing it in my head. I'm like, all right, man, this dude looks already sucked up. I guarantee he's got at least 5 pounds to go. Me, I had about 10. So I'm like, but I feel a lot better than this dude is looking right now. I was like, if I look like he felt, I was like, man, I'd be in some trouble. Wow. So the first one thing I thought of, I was like, man, have fun with that weight cut. I was like, you don't look like you have the energy to lose it. And I was like, you already look sucked up. I was like, and your conditioning sucks. I was like, have fun with all of that, buddy.
So is this a fight you even want to have anymore?
I think I would love to have the fight, putting up with the whole entire camp again and then going through all the battles between just put the salty taste in my mouth, man. It's like going out there and swimming in the ocean. You know it's good for you, but it puts that taste in your mouth, and you're just like, you know what? And it's like the Khabib fight where I can correlate that because it's a fight that I want. Yeah. I want this fight. The fans want this fight. You know what I mean? And it's something where I wouldn't mind training again for it. There would have to be some assurances for it because, I mean, I love getting my hands wrapped. I love having that feeling of being able to sling on that leather, that new smell that you get. You walking outside into the cage, into the arena where you're seeing thousands of fans going, going crazy. Or they're booing, doesn't matter, whatever it is. Yeah. But the fact is of putting on that leather and going in there and slinging it, yeah, especially against Khabib, I would love to.
I would love to see that fight, man. You're getting me fired up already. But, you talked about another fight. You actually tweeted last week, the notorious MMA, better get that cardio right, son. Can't run forever. Hashtag defend or vacate. That expletive is mine. Don't trip. Just drop it and walk away. Now, would it feel like the real title if Conor vacates it?
Nah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it depends on where your heart is, where his heart is at. I mean, I want to fight somebody that wants to fight. I don't want to fight somebody that's forced to fight. I want to fight a top contender. I'm one of the best fighters that are out there in the world as far as lightweight contention. I put in my time. I put in my numbers. And this is where it's at. If Conor wants to leave the belt, he wants to pursue some sort of victory in the boxing world, which I don't think he is. I mean, the dude's got a puncher's chance. But, I mean, vacate the belt right now and then drop it. Leave it where it's at, and then we'll fight for the title belt International Fight Week. Straight up. I know a couple of heads out there. I know the only person I would like to go toe-to-toe with that probably needs some less than top 2 is Nate Diaz. I'd love to go toe-to-toe with him. For anybody else that's out there, I mean, they really don't deserve a shot at fighting with me. Myself, the fans, everybody else would love to see that fight. Battle of California, baby. Let's do this.
Sounds amazing to me.
Hey, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tony, you were a bartender in a past life, and it's always happy hour here at UFC Tonight. So we're going to give you a little a game here. We're going to name a fighter, and you're going to tell us what kind of drink you make for that fighter in a game we call Mixed Martial Arts. I didn't make up that name. I think that was Tyrant. But so hey, let's go. First one, Conor McGregor. What drink would you make for him?
Obviously an Irish coffee. so he can wake up and realize that he's not going to beat Floyd Mayweather.
Wow, there we go. Shots have been fired. Okay, let's get to the next one then. Habib.
Wait, Khabib. Oh, probably like a screwdriver because he screwed me over twice.
Wow.
Damn it, dude.
All right, you mentioned this guy, Nate Diaz. What drink would you make him?
That dude's from the hood, man. I don't think he drinks mixed drinks. But if anything, maybe like a Colt 45 or a Cobra with the slide of some stuff.
All right, what about our guy, Daniel Cormier?
DC. Ooh. He needs like a skinny margarita or something like that because he's heavy as
I thought you were going to give him something heavy like a Guinness.
like a light beer.
Wait, he's getting lighter. He's getting lighter.
All right, last and final drink. What drink are you preparing for yourself after you just won a UFC world title and you're celebrating? What's the first drink you're going to make yourself?
For myself? Well, I'll be having my Corona and my tequila shot, which would be good. But afterwards, it'll be a sex on the beach, baby.
Boom, boom.